we're building a composting toilet for the boat. As you would have saw in an earlier video, we stripped out all the plumbing, all the sewer, all the toilet, everything. So this is the composting toilet I'm building here. Got almost done. I just got to put it together here now. And looking forward to this. We actually used this in our house. I built a different box, and we use this in our house for a winter, and they work fine. Great. Separate the pee and the poo, and dispose of it, and you can compost it and you put it on your flowers. Yeah, I read a book on it. It's called the Human Manure. So this is the what you need for this is a diverter, pee diverter. So I got this one on eBay. I think it was like 70 bucks. This is like this is the thing that I could have made it, but I just decided to purchase this one. If I go to make another one or build another toilet, I'll probably make it. But anyways, you can make it out of a bucket so I actually built the box before the winter, and then of course it dried out over the winter. You would never think, but it did actually dry out. And there's some cracks on that side to fill some holes and cracks and whatever. It's just a box, nothing fancy. You can build out of plywood, or I think it's built mostly out of pine, this one. So now we'll put the seat. It's just an ordinary seat. So, just a bucket. This is actually not a 5-gallon bucket. It's because they're like a 19 or 20 liters. This one's actually 15 liters, so it's just a little shorter. So that fits in there. And we're gonna put you get the bags, paper bags you use for compost or for your leaves and stuff in the fall. You get a smaller ones. They fit right in there, right nice. You just leave them in there, they're double lined so nothing soaks through. And you do your business, and then a little bit of sawdust, a little bit of hay, straw, sawdust, chips, whatever kind of stuff you want to use in between, and there's no smell. It works really good. This is a DEF after treatment for diesel vehicles. Just a nice size container. I forget how many liters it is. It's more than 4. It must be 8 or 10 or something, maybe 12. I'm not sure. Anyways. So I just had to heat up and mold the top so it fits good. So let's have a look here. So here's the toilet seat, right? And you see how it looks here. Do your business there. And the liquid goes down here. It goes into a bucket. And there you go. Yeah. Looks good. When you're having a shower, you take this out and just put it one side, and then have your shower, and then you put it back in there. So I do have to build a block, I think, for the bottom because the floor is not perfectly flat. So the only thing I got some rope handles, so I'm gonna put those on now. There's the toilet. Nice and light, not too bad. And that's a composting toilet, what they call composting. You don't actually compost in there, but you collect it, I guess, to put in a compost. I don't know. I didn't make up the name. Strips that hold that down on top, and there's a 1/8 plastic there too. I gotta try to find some replacement for that because this is kind of gratifying, some of this work. It's not too bad. These are the pieces of wood that hold the cabin top on. Sliding cabin top, I guess I'm calling that. I don't know what the correct name. And so this is the left, or the port, starboard. They go like so, right? So I just used they get plugs, 1/2-inch plugs. I used a smaller bit and drilled out the plug, and then hooked the plug out with a screwdriver, and then took the screws out pretty easily. So now I gotta try to do something with this. Now I'm kind of giving up on this. I think this is done. I don't think this is salvageable, and I don't have the yeah, it's not that important to me to replace this with the same thing, or fix it up, I guess, refurbish it. So I'm gonna take this off, clean it up. I got some fabric that looks like that. It's not fabric, it's some kind of a boat flooring. I'll show you after, you'll see it. So I'm gonna fix up underneath this, clean it all up nice, and then glue this stuff down. And it looks like seams, but it's not. So I'm just gonna put some silicone or some you know, some weather stuff on the edges, and hopefully it stays there. And if it don't, whatever, eventually I'll just paint it, whatever. I'm not that, to redo this, it's not that important to me. It would have looked nice when original, but yeah, it's just not that important to me. And I also got this to do as well. So I probably should have started with this one, it's smaller. But this will be coming up too. This one's not as bad actually, but I don't know. Actually, it's coming up here. So I'll see what happens when I get this one up. But I'll show you here how I took up the. Yeah. So here's where those strips went on there, and the cabin top slides, of course, right? So these are worn down. I don't know if they're original. This looks like a piece of Teflon. Looks like probably. So 2x8. I gotta find some strips for that. And yeah, just stainless screws. So I'll clean this up now. Clean all the dirt out of here. Sand it down. Put some paint on it. And then I'll put yeah, put it all back together. And then I took these strips off as well. These were glued on and screwed on and so on. So we'll clean all this up. I don't think we're going to touch this inside here this year. I think we might take it off if we're on acre or something. We might take it off and do something, but I think I'm going to leave it for now. Be something to do for next year. But this outside stuff I'll definitely do. So lots of dirt was jammed in behind that. And then there's a section taken out here. I don't know why. I don't know if it was to bring in something in through there. I don't know. Anyways, it looks like it was cut out for some reason. Strips. For here, I got the strips all sanded, and the entryway. So now I'm looking at this, and boy, oh boy, this is something else. Some of it delaminated, of course. I don't know what they used. I don't know what's. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how old this is, or looks like it was probably redone at some point, but I don't know. Anyways, I got everything that was loose, and I got broken up and took off, but I can't. I just pretty much now I got to grind away what's left, which is going to be a fun job. Well, it's a hard goal. This is the best way I can figure out how to do this. You're basically grinding the wood away with these flexible grinding discs. So it's slow going. Anyways, I'll show you here. Come closer. Yeah, so basically grinding the wood away down to the gel coat. So it's gonna be some little imperfections in it. So I might, you know, I'll level it out a little bit probably with some fiberglass, and then the stuff I got, which should stick right to it, right nice, and fit right down in this groove here. I'll cut it around and I'll seal it up with the sealant, marine sealant. So I had to go get some more disc. Anyways, finally get it all off of there. It took a lot of work. So I could tell that this was ground down or taken down before, like this was redone at some point. There's some dips right here that don't look like a dip. This is a dip I put in there actually, but so I can tell there was some gouges from before that someone you know, covered over with whatever they used, epoxy I guess, or whatever. So anyways, it was done at least twice, factory and then redone, but anyways, it's unusable again. So I'm going to try to level this a little bit. Like this is a pretty good dip right here and right here. So I'm going to use some body filler, stuff you would use on a car. Yep, that would work just fine, because that stuff's, you know, doesn't matter what water and that, it's all good. It'll last. It'll work for boat stuff as well. So I'm going to do a bit of that. Then I'm going to sand that smooth, and then I might just put a layer of a skim of resin over there. Just let it all little settle, let it even out, like just paint it on. And that'll be a nice good surface for the new material to stick to. I never had much body filler left. I didn't have as much as I thought, so I was scraping the bottom of the can for that. So I managed to get a little bit on there. There's a bit of a hole here, a little bit there and there, so I'll just sand that smooth, like I said, and I'll just do the fiberglass resin. I know I got lots of that. So anyways, I just mixed up a bunch and just poured it in and let it level itself. So there'll be a couple of places I'll have to touch up with a grinder, but because I had a lot of little tiny imperfections. So now this is a good surface, good glass surface for this. Actually, here it is right here. And you can see, so it's got white lines in between, which is what I want, because it's gonna easier to do the edge there and keep it all nice and clean, tidy looking. So this is what I'm putting on there. I don't know if it's gonna be any good or not. And if it doesn't last, it'll work for this year. And if it gets all ratty and don't work very good, well then I'll just take it off and I'll just fill all this in with fiberglass here and paint it and call it good. This is all hardened up now. A couple little imperfections, of course. I took the sander and scuffed off the little sharp points of a few little things, you know. That's no big deal. It's not perfect, but it won't matter because it's underneath. But it's a lot smoother now. A lot smoother than what it was with all the little grinder marks. So I kind of leveled it out really nice. So I just got to clean it up now. Now I'm just going to paint the edge a little bit there. Put a little bit of paint on the edge so that all this gets white. So that when I put the material down, there's going to be a little gap, and then I just fill that in with the silicone or the marine weather. You know what I mean. The 5200 is it? I think it's called. Anyways, and over here I got this is like a third leg for the toilet. Let me see. Oh, here we go. Fits in there in the washroom. The one corner the toilet's a little bit rocky, so I need this, which I knew I needed. And so yeah, I just got to get ready now. I just put some primer on it, and now I'll just paint it with some boat paint, and that'll be good. So we're getting lots done here today. The track, the rail where this sits up on the boat itself, got all that sanded. Just got to put a little bit of paint on that. Here's the slides. They're just broken and weathered and just gone. I got some new material bought for that, so just gotta wait for that to come. So now I got the edge painted around here. So then when I put the material down, the silicone or the sealant will fill right in and blend right in, so no dark spots. So yeah, so that should be pretty good.